This is Chris Slade, drummer of many bands, and you're watching CMS TV.
That's what it's all about. And you can call me idealist, but yes, I am idealist. You can call me naive. Yeah, of course, I'm naive, but this is what I was born to write those songs about a better world. And the first step to a better world, to bridge over and to realize that music is the greatest unifier.
Sure. I will say, though, I wouldn't mind going to Sweden for the women over there. The blonde, blue-eyed women would be just fine with me.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ow!
Good stuff right there, man. Good stuff.
Very good.
So why don't we bring our guest on
All
to
right.
the program? Good afternoon, Leslie.
Hi, how are you? I mean, good afternoon for at your end, and it's a late night in my end because
Where are you?
I'm at Lake Starnberg, which is nearby Munich. It's just middle of Europe. So put this way around, this is the most beautiful spot of Europe. This is nearby Munich, but it's an alpine area, so it's just a waterfront, and this is beautiful. But it's late night, so I'm thank you for having me, and I'm very happy. You were just discussing all the politics, and the whole album is about politics, about the people. That's
Okay,
why that's why we call it a memory of our future, because it's songs like Blood on the Water, Devil's Psychopedia, or We Stay Loud, or Big Quit. There's a memory of our future itself, or Enigma of Reason, very political stuff.
Well, let me ask you a question then. If the whole album's about politics and that sort of thing, what do the people over in your neck of the woods there think about American politics at this point?
Well, maybe the hardest point, or the most painful point, is to see that this great country with so many great talents and great values is so divided as it is. And the division is so painful to see, and I was growing up behind the Iron Curtain during the heavy Soviet Russian oppression, and there was no freedom. I was dreaming of America, about the values and the freedom. But nevertheless, even back then, where spies were around and you couldn't really judge who is going to, put you in jail. We
Mm-hmm.
were free enough to see someone is speaking a total different language to you. So let's say representing a different opinion. It was not my enemy. It was just a guy who had a different opinion,
Sure.
And we should get back to this Woodstock feeling that, and our songs are much more about what is uniting us, not So we have so great American common values, and let's so I really I felt like as I wrote this album that I really have to write songs which is uniting us again, so to build bridges. Music is the greatest unifier, so there is a long way to go. That's why we see that we are our world, and also America in many ways is in a labyrinth of crisis, and seems to me the compass is just been lost. And what we do, we just create a new soundtrack to find this compass, or to use another picture, to be the one who is holding the torch at the end of a dark tunnel.
Right. When you look at politics, Leslie, as somebody that is writing about it, do you see America as almost like the leader of it? Because I mean, from here, from the United States looking out, I look at it and I see division outside of the U.S. as well. I look at England as an example, and I see, the common English people versus the Muslim people now, where that's a big clash. And as you go to different places in the world, there seems to be conflict all over the place. Do you think that comes from almost like the example that America is setting now of being a place of conflict?
Put this way around me. I mean, from my very point of view, as a born Eastern European and a
Mm-hmm.
very American-minded guy who is in my 50th year now that I'm living in freedom. So I escaped through a tunnel. I almost got killed, and I'm very thankful to the American people, as I got my first little bag in a refugee camp back 75, and this was just the president of the American people. Still, cries out of my heart. So I have a incredible great respect for the American values and for American way of life. But I do believe that you're perfectly right that, and it's not only America, but it's around the world, as we have lost the compass to find our ways out of this labyrinth of crisis. Some way, somehow, this division was growing year by year. And I think the major reason for that is the social media, because this anonymous, so everybody can talk shit virtually,
Right.
and you don't know who you talk to. And this is actually we are victims of the. That's why I wrote the song "Devil's Psychopedia," because this is social media is devil's psychopedia, because now we are looking face to face. Let's say let's theoretically, one of us is Republican, other one is Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Then we should have a beer together, and discussing why you were looking at the world like
Correct.
this, and I would, and let's say about wokeness or whatever, issue, and then we will find a way to understand the other side, But the way as a social media treat our emotional systems, that you start to hate the other opinions, and it's wrong, absolutely that wrong, because democracy lives from the differences, and we should enjoy it. And America became so great because you were living in this old way of diversity, so like most of the country where I'm coming from, the Hungarians are, so many people are telling you, okay, the Hungarians are so talented people, such a small nation, so many, awards in many, many ways, a Nobel Peace Prize and whatever, Olympic gold medals, such a small nation. The reason is because we are like the Americans. Uh, um, if you go to Sweden, the people are blonde, and they have blue eyes. You go to Sicily and southern Italy, the people have black hair and they have dark eyes. In Hungary, you find everybody because
Right.
blonde, brown hairs, black hair. You just find everybody's a little gypsy, everybody's a little Christian, everybody's a little Jewish. It's total, mix of everything. And the great diversity in one pot. The biggest synagogue of Europe. It's just next to the fourth largest Catholic church of Europe. Just total peacefully. And not one of the churches need to have any protection. Because it's self-explainingly, no one would hurt anyone. This is what I'm saying. This is where we should, and that was America for me. And Woodstock, that Woodstock is. So let's get back to Woodstock. So let's create a new Woodstock for the next generation. That really make love, not war. That's this,
Sure.
and that's what it's all about. And let you can call me idealist, but yes, I am idealist. You can call me naive. Of course, yeah, I'm naive, but this is what I was born to write the songs about a better world. And the first step to a better world to bridge over and to realize that music is the greatest unifier.
Sure.
I will say though, I wouldn't mind going to Sweden for the women over there. The blonde, blue-eyed women would be just fine with me. And they tried doing the Woodstock thing before, redoing it, and it didn't turn out that well. That Woodstock '99 or whatever, and people were trying to kill each other rather than making making love. So it was a tad bit different. But you're right. I think we do need to get together. I lost a dozen friends in the past week because of politics on social media. So you're right. It needs to change.
This is a change, and we should be very careful because what we do. Because let me get back to the generally. One of my songs I'm saying, Big Quit, the third song on the record. Hard times create hard people. Hard people create easy times. Easy times create easy people. And easy people create hard times again. This is the circle around. There's no way out. We should get and find our way out, because there is no reason for hate. There is no, so this is, and you just, I hear this and I know what you're talking about when you lose friends because of politics. But it's so wrong, because this. Let's take like about philosophical issues like Immanuel Kant or whatever, and let's say something where what I really hate because it was causing so much pain in the world, Marxism, and we've been talking about Marxism, and I was reading all the books, and I know where they come from. I know that why they are wrong, and but I understand the idealism behind that, and so I'm sort of I feel that yes, I will disagree, but I would not hate. This is the message.
Sure. Well, Leslie, I do want to talk about Mandoki's soulmates here in a second, but I have to ask you, just as a musician, how is it that you know so many legendary people? I mean, looking at your resume, it's almost like you're going to be visiting all your friends at the Rock Hall on February 6th when you're there. It's like you know everybody who's ever been anybody. How do you know all these people?
I was easy. I came as a refugee. I couldn't speak a word German and lousy English. So and the refugee camp, the CIA replacement, the officer of resettlement, he asked me after that he was filling out, all the formula, and he asked me, "Hey, I mean, it is really. I understand that you wanted to escape from communism, but honestly, what the hell are you going to do now here in the free world?" And I said, "Well, I was 22. It was 75." And I said, my plan is to melt together the British prog rock with American jazz rock." And he said, "What are you talking about? I'm a music lover." I said, "Well, I really adore people like Ian Anderson, Jethro Tull, very complex, very intellectual lyrics,
Right.
and very complex compositions and sophisticated productions. But I'm missing the kind of Al Di Meola type of brilliant soloistic thing of the American side of the fusion jazz." And so my idea is to meld these two American and British way of making interesting intellectual kind of music. And he was looking at me, "You must be crazy." And he turned himself to my friend, Gabo Chupo, who was sitting next to me. "And what the hell are you going to?" I said, "I'm not a musician." He said, "I'm a cartoonist. I'm creating, film figures. Now, Gabor has not two stars on the Hollywood Boulevard, one for Simpsons and one for Rugrats. And I have 72 golden records on the wall of my studios,
Wow.
and we are 50 years later. And the idea we were not planning to dream our life. We were just planning to live our dreams, and that's why I said in this application formula for political asile that I would like to found a band with Ian Anderson of Chattertab, Jack Bruce of Cream, and Aldi Maola, and this is in the application form, and I just did it. That's all.
That's amazing right there.
That is amazing.
There's plenty of places to experience the Seth Williams Show, but if you want all the content, you need to join us on Minds. Get all the live episodes of the show every Monday and Wednesday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Get the special bonus footage every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. Get bonus content from Seth and Chris as it's produced. It's only $4.99 per month, so don't wait. Sign up today. Visit us at www.minds.com/Seth Williams Show.
Well, let's dig into the record a little bit, Leslie. Obviously, it is exactly what you said. It is that fusion between prog rock and jazz. For you, there's no real blueprint for that. It's not like you can go out there and say, well, this person did this or this group did this. Here's what I want to sound like. How did you know what you wanted to sound like? Was it just trial and error, or did you have a vision you brought?
I have a very clear vision. I write everything before the chaps are coming to the studio. It's this analog recording, old way, old school. We sit in a circle. I just give everybody the written sheets, and lyrics. Everything is worked out very precisely. But then, as in the old days, but now in the modern days, we're just discussing. Okay, maybe we stretch here this 8 bars to 16 bars. Let's make a modulation here, or let's change a chord there. Or let's change a word here, or let's put another harmony on that line. So that there is just then from then on it's like rock bands used to work. No computers around, and to work analog has great differences because this is like a handwritten love letter to the audience, not a text message. So you cannot correct anything. It's no post-production. And I never thought, as an Eastern European guy, that limitation can be a great inspiration. But yes, indeed, because the reason that you have only one track for Aldi Maola or to Randy Bracker for his trumpet playing, that is a great limitation.
Right.
Because this one moment, this has to be the right thing when everybody else is playing. So it's wonderful. Like, this is a magical moment, and the sonic resolution is also a much more interesting. Analog is just sounds better. So and to giving up the chance for post production and time correction or tuning or all the rest of it. But it's modern digital toys can do anything, especially AI. But we just stick to the real thing. As it goes down, it's just the way you will hear the album.
What are you going to be doing here in Cleveland when you come to the Rock Hall?
We are delighted, So, by the way, Cleveland is just the 5th largest Hungarian city, if you may know.
Yes,
huge Hungarian.
Very diverse here.
Yeah. And you know why? I don't know what happened. I have to dig deeper into that issue. But the 1956, the big uprising against the Russian oppression, a lot of Hungarians had to leave the country who were anti-communists, and 100,000 of people went to America, and about 110,000 people to Cleveland. So it was for a while it was I think it was the 5th largest Hungarian city around the world. Anyway, so Cleveland is, and put this around, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is obviously has great magic, you know. This is just because this, indeed, somehow everybody who created something very special and put down the card on the table. I mean, this is there. So this is a beautiful thing, and I feel myself very honored that we have the chance to show. I created a very special film, also, you know, in this event to show how we are working in the studio, how we are working on stage, on big stages where we play for 40,000 people, and we also, of course, we're gonna have a kind of Q&A and all this, and for us it's a great honor, and to be there and doing creating a little music on stage, and it's and I must admit I'm also not only extremely happy and touched by the chance that we can go to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but also I'm very happy that I have a chance to see Cleveland, and you know, because we Europeans, we always, we know in and out California, we know in and out New York,
Mm-hmm.
50, 60 times in my life. Of course, we know Florida, and sometimes, for some, because we play somewhere, then we see other, but I've never been in Cleveland, and I'm so happy to. This is real, for sure, real America in many ways.
Well, what's the weather like where you're at now?
The same as well, like with you. So really, really cold. It's the
Yeah.
alpine areas, so it's just freezing, like with you.
I was gonna say it was -10 this morning when I got up. So yeah, make sure you bring some warm clothes. But I guess you have them where you're at. So
Well,
Yeah, we
let me ask you this, Leslie. When you're here, from what I understand, you're going to be doing book signings. Are you going to be doing like a storytellers thing with yourself and Tony
yeah.
Carey, or what is that looking like you're doing?
Yeah, storytelling, and we're telling, and behind the stories we show a film, and we're gonna book signings, some CD and vinyl signings, and if there is a piano, then we play a little. So, but it's not a concert as such. It's just more of a personal touchdown, and we are very pleased that we can talk about, like we do right now, about but more in music oriented, why we were doing this album, why we were doing the last 32 years. I mean, the
Sure.
band is kind of, and I really assure you, this is going to be great stories behind. You know why, how the album before this was Hungarian Pictures of Bela Bartok, and like as Greg Lake. And we had about 20 years ago, we had a lineup. We were touring with Mandoki Soulmates. Peter Frampton was on guitar,
Right.
Jack Bruce on bass, and John Lord of Deep Purple was on Hammond. Greg Lake was singing and playing acoustic guitar. Ian Anderson was playing flute and singing, and Bobby Kimball of Toto was
Good
singing
Lord.
with Chris Thompson of Manfred Mann Earth Band, and Manfred and I was playing synthesizer. I played the drums, and as we were touring, one day, well, we were actually a big TV show, and one of the rehearsals, Greg Lake and John Lord came to me and said, "Leslie, can we talk a little bit private? I mean, we have an issue, and as a band leader and a producer, you got used to it that some people have some issues, so what you
Sure.
have to take care of." And then Greg is just saying, "Look, let me share with you this big secret that Emerson Lincoln Palmer was not planning to record pictures of an exhibition. Our plan was, our vision was to record Bela Bartok's Hungarian pictures, but we never got the rights. We couldn't do that, and so we recorded Allegro Barbara, but we had problem with the legal situation. So Leslie, you are a born Hungarian, so can you take care of that? Because it would be great to record this with Somet. So, and I was so self-confident, silly me, that I said, okay, fine, there's no issue. I will take care of this. And so I placed a couple of calls, and I couldn't get done the whole thing. And I still thought, okay, maybe I called the wrong people, and I will talk to the publisher in New York, and everything's going to happen. And so we met in London, and with Jack Bruce and John Lord and Greg Lake, and we were just writing by the piano, kind of sheets for Hungarian pictures. And finally, I got a message that from our lawyer, who was even involved in the meantime, that absolutely no way the guys who are just controlling the rights of Bill Abbott don't giving us. So we have to wait until 70 years after his death, when the rights are free. So and very tragically, Jack Bruce, Greg Lake, and John Lord, they died. They lost the fight against cancer. And 4 years ago, it was the 70 years was over, and so Eddie Mola came, and Randy Bracker, and of course Bobby Kimball, and Corey Henry, and Richard Bona, who was after the Jack died and joined Jimi Hendrix in heaven. Quincy Jones called me and recommended Richard Bona as a new bass player for us, and so we all came together. And we had really a very special time to record that piece of music. And Chick Corea was on his last tour before he passed away. And I called him up, and he came to the studio to listen, because he was a Bartok specialist. And he said, yeah, I always said Bartok was the first and one of the greatest rock and roll composer.
Right.
And so this was our previous album called Utopia for Realists. I mean, so we'll share with you this wonderful musical journey. What always had a kind of message, and in a way about humanity, and the vision that we are kind of imagine a better world.
Right.
So you're going to be at the Rock Hall February 6th, correct? And then
Absolutely.
How can people check out your music and buy music or whatever? Do you have a website to send people to?
Okay, of course. I'm your Spotify or Apple or Amazon, and American Amazon. Yeah, just Mandoki Soulmates, Mandoki Soulmates, and then and Amazon you find we have two different big vinyls of the last one, white and black, and we have of the one before the last album, Utopia for Realists, as well as and so you can find CDs everywhere, also in the shops. So, and of course you find us on YouTube and all the social media. So Mandoki Soulmates, you find us, and you can see our website. So we are in a full range of digital communication, as well as, of course, the analog vinyls.
Of course, you prefer that people buy the music rather than go to Spotify that steals everything from you.
Thank you for saying this. I celebrate you because the Spotify. So all this digital streaming services destroyed so much. Very unfortunately for the youngers, someone like me have 72 golden records. I don't blame my destiny, but indeed, and what we are trying to do, just because of the situation what you were describing, like it is, if you buy a CD of Mandoki Soulmates or you buy a vinyl from us, you get such a big, huge package, with so many, so that we celebrate that. So we value for the money. So we give you long and really deep going liner notes, like in the old days. So we take it very seriously.
Well, that's awesome. We want to thank you for coming on, Leslie. Do appreciate it, and we want to tell everybody again, check it out at the Rock Hall February 6th. Going to be a good time there, and buy the music. So thanks again for coming on, my friend.
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in person then.
Yes.
February the 6th.
Absolutely.
Rock and Roll Fam, and we're gonna rock and we have a beer. All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds great, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie. We're gonna wrap it up. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. Men mentored by Triv. He learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. Lost a leg, but he's still strong and true. Chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown. Prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing, filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.
Hey, it's Chris Akin from Chris Akin Presents, The Classic Metal Show, and The Seth Williams Show. Now, we know it's frustrating to have to use this website for videos, that website for podcasts, and still another for the live shows. Well, let's end that shit right now. Get the Locals app and get it all in one place. This is free, folks. You don't have to pay to get most of the great content that we're doing. Like I said, it is free. On your phone or device, just go to locals.com in your iOS or Google Play Store, install it, and create an account. Open the app, surf to the search from the bottom, and type in Classic Metal Show. Then click Join. That's it. Once you join, you can click on the triangle button at the bottom, and you can select from videos, live streams, both past and active, or podcasts. Watch and listen right there. When a stream is live, you can participate in the chat right from that screen if you choose. If you want our exclusive content, just click support when you visit the Classic Metal Show community. It's simple, and it's the best way to stay engaged with all of my shows, so sign up today. Hail and kill.